Now, why would it be important for you to understand what cultural appropriation means if you're on the deconstructing side of TikTok? Well, I'll be happy to tell you. It's because certain types of religious indoctrination also intersect with our understanding of things like cultural appropriation. So when something like, oh, I don't know, one of the biggest megastars in the universe drops a country music album, we might be confused and we might think we should be offended when we shouldn't. Watch this video and we'll talk about it.
The lefties in the entertainment industry just won't leave any area alone, right? They just have to seize control over every aspect, don't they?
They've got to make their mark, just like a dog in a dog walk park. You know, every dog has to mark every tree.
Let's be honest, isn't country music just white people trying to sing the blues?
Now, I have that video tagged below so you could go see the entirety of it. Go watch it. And if you didn't know who is in that first clip, that is John Schneider from Dukes of Hazzard fame. Because apparently what he cares about this situation now is important. I think not. And don't miss the fact that he used dehumanizing language to animalize one of the most prolific, talented humans in the world. That is intentional. That is what patriarchy teaches us, especially when it's entrenched in white supremacy, as it is here in America. But moving on, I'm going to ask you, do you know who this person is? Well, you should if you're a country music fan, because this is Jimmie Rodgers. And even on the countrymusichollofame.org, it says that he is widely known as the father of country music. Now, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1961, and here's what this bio has to say about him on their website. I'm reading directly from the website. From many diverse elements, the traditional folk music of his Southern upbringing, early jazz, stage show yodeling, the work chants of Black Railroad section crews, and, most importantly, African American blues. He forged a lasting musical style that made him immensely popular during his own lifetime and a major influence on generations of country artists to come, like Gene Autry, Johnny Cash, Lefty Frizzell, Merle Haggard, Bill Monroe, Dolly Parton, Hank Snow, Ernest Tubb, and Tanya Tucker. There it is, right there on Country Music Hall of Fame's website. It clearly says that Rodgers was inspired by African American blues, jazz, and Black culture. Now, I want to give you two definitions of cultural appropriation: the unacknowledged or inappropriate adoption of the customs, practices, ideas, etc. of one people or society by members of another, and typically more dominant people of society. Here's another one. Cultural appropriation involves members of a dominant or more powerful culture borrowing or taking elements from a culture of people who have been historically oppressed or marginalized. Often, cultural appropriation includes a lack of understanding, respect, or acknowledgement of the original meaning, significance, or context of the appropriated cultural elements. I could go on, but I've made my point. But I want to leave you with one more thing: the banjo. An instrument central to early country music, has African origins. Enslaved Africans brought knowledge of similar instruments to America, which evolved into the modern banjo, blending African musical traditions like European musical forms. Country music was culturally appropriated by white people. It is time for us to honor and acknowledge and celebrate and offer gratitude for the Black traditions that brought us country music.